Hey, lovely. Okay, I'm popping in really quick to give you a recap. YouTube would not let me be great, and I had to cut the video in half, and it was a weird transition where I cut it. So I just wanted to give a little recap from part one in case you didn't get to see that. Also, feel free to go back and watch part one. But if you're not able to, here's a quick recap. So, we're talking about sitting with emotion so we can ultimately receive the message that emotion has come to tell us. Okay. So, it starts with physical sensation in your body. The emotion will feel away in your body, tightness in your chest, pain in your stomach, closing in your throat. That's the emotion trying to get up. Okay. Then the next thing is don't think about it. If you start thinking about how you're feeling, then you're now focused on the thoughts that you have placed on it in judgment, in blame, in guilt, in shame, in regret. Any of those are now thoughts because you're projecting something in your mind that has already happened instead of focusing on how you feel in this sitting with the emotion. And then let it out. So whether it's crying, whether it is a moan, a holler, like something is going to come out, even if it's like a breathing hard, but you're going to push the energy out. Once you start to push it out, it won't have as much pressure on it. Then you can hear. I will say hear loosely because most people don't hear words, or some people might see like a vision of something that gives them the message. It depends on what type of learner you are, but most people will feel it like a knowing, something like you know your name. No one can tell you your name isn't your name. It'll be like an inside knowing of what it is. Okay. All right, that's the part one recap. Now jump on over. You don't have to do anything. It's going to go automatically. And read and listen, watch the part two. And if you have questions or you want to know more, just put it in the comments. I promise I'll answer you. And we're in this together. You can do this. I promise you, you can do it. All right? Okay, bye. If someone delivers a package to your house, the UPS man don't come and then be like, sign here, and then just stand there like, yeah, we chilling now? You want something to eat? You want to drink? No, he gets the signature, gives you the package, and goes about on his merry way. You see what I'm saying? That's what emotion is doing. If you don't let it tell you what it's there to tell you, then it's just waiting around, and it is impacting you in other ways. So let's go back to that good UPS driver. If you don't come to the door, he's not going to, like, he can wait for a minute and just be, standing around maybe waiting to see if he hears you ring the doorbell again, something like that. Then he'll leave, but he'll come back like it's a second attempt, a third attempt. Like, that's how our emotions are for us. So you can, like, put it to the side for a time or not deal with it for a time, but you won't get the message. Like, who has had packages attempted 2 or 3 times and then you didn't go and get it when they sent you the little form or whatever, and you could go and pick it up yourself and you couldn't make it during the time? Then the message is not given to you. But there's still this thing that is trying to get to you. So whether you have to get it redelivered or refund, there's something that needs to take place to ensure that what is come to you, you get some form of exchange with it. That's how emotion is, okay? So don't be afraid of it. I think we are taught in life that we can't handle pain, or we just have to avoid it at all costs. But I'm telling you, this is a firsthand thing, and I'm not about to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you like this is like something that is unique to me. It's not. Like, once you really start to dig in and heal stuff, you will see things that felt terrible to you, like that you couldn't get past for months, weeks at a time, will be like a much easier process because you no longer have the wound that it is now agitating. it'll just be this, like if I scratch myself here, that's not really anything. But if I had an open wound here and I start scratching it, then it's problematic. You see what I'm saying? But if I kill the wounds, then I don't have that agitation from just day-to-day life things, or even because it's life, it's gonna be ups and downs. That's just the nature of the game. But it will be, you'll be grounded and able to sustain your healing because you're able to process things and not hold on to them. Okay. So it's going to tell you something, the lesson learned, and there may be an action item. Maybe. It depends. It just depends on what it came to tell you, or it may give you clarity in something that you were wondering about. Maybe. You never know. You just have to let it tell you what it's going to tell you. But it won't tell you anything harmful to you. It won't tell you anything that is negative or blaming towards you or another person. It's not there for that. It's literally there for your relationship with yourself. Like it's for that. So keep that in mind. If it tells you like, oh, so and so did such and such, it's all so and so's fault, or it's all my fault, or I'm so this, or I'm so that. If that happens, then you're not hearing what it came to tell you. And sometimes we have layers, so it takes us a minute to get to where we can hear what emotion has to tell us. But you can do it. You can do it. I did it. And of course, like we all go through the learning curve, but you can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. Everyone who has a soul and emotions can do it. And that means everyone. Everyone? Everyone. All right. So finally, the last part is when you have sat with the emotion long enough. So I will say this isn't a chronological time thing. It is you have gotten the message. So that depends on how long it takes you to really be able to listen to what it's saying. Kind of like for those of us moms out there, you ever have a kid, especially like a young toddler, and they just keep saying, mama, 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 mommy, ma. And then they might even hit you with a first name, like just so you'll answer. And they're not going to stop until you answer. So think of it in terms of that. That's how long it's going to take. It's going to take until you listen. So you determine that. You're in control of that. And it can be a short time. It can be a long time. It depends. It just depends. It's all up to you, though. You're in total control of it. Because the thing that I was first dealing with when I was sitting with my emotion was really like some extreme shame about something that I had been holding for a long time, like some years, that I had never really dealt with, and I just kind of like pushed it down real bad. Like when I had to let that up, it took me a few days before I could really hear. Like initially I could hear the emotion. I could hear what it was and why I felt the emotion, but I didn't hear the lesson yet. And so, and it took a lot of, like I had lots of tears and processing of that really was, it was some days. I'm not going to lie to you. It was probably about 7 days. Not every day I'm crying all day, but when I would give it space, when I would get in my quiet time or my little, safe space, then it would come up again and I would sit with it and let it cry, maybe cry some more, or just let it feel bad. Like it didn't feel good. I'm not going to lie to you. And then as the days went on, I could hear what it was saying. It was telling me things about why I had gotten into the situation, as far as what I was, where I had felt this way before. So how it had drove my decision-making process in this way. And then I was able to get the lesson that this is not who you are. This is a choice you made based on a pattern of behavior that you saw and that you just kind of did unconsciously, subconsciously. But now you have an option to choose differently. And there was nothing to be ashamed about. So that one took about a week. The dog one, I would say it took a few hours. And that's not to say, how they say grief has stages. Maybe I will come back to another emotion related to it, and I'll have to sit with that again and see what that's telling me. Okay. But ultimately, when you're sitting with it, then you're going to sit with it until it's nothing on it no more. Like it don't feel no kind of way. Like it just feels still, neutral, flat. Like I'm not happy about it. I'm not sad about it. It just is. When you get to the point where you can accept that this just is. It's neither good nor bad. It's not up or down. It just is. That's when the emotion has processed and it is gone. It will not be baggage for you anymore because you've healed it and you released it. And that takes sitting with the emotion. I know it's a lot. This journey of our self-healing, it's not easy. I'm not going to pretend like it is, but you can do it. I know that for certain and for sure. So I have finished my little notes that I have here. This is my first live and I don't see anyone on. So normally if there was someone there, I would ask if you have any questions or if there's a specific situation you want me to address. And we'll do this from time to time. I don't know exactly when. If you have any dates or days of the week that you think would be good or times, definitely feel free to let me know and I will try to accommodate that. And also send any questions you have and I will get some answers for you for sure. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And until I see you again, live, love, and thrive.